Plan Commission to order, and at this point I'll take nominations for Chairman Pro Tem.
I'll nominate Fred Schultz.
Second.
Nomination for Fred, for the first and the second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Floor is
Do I have
yours.
to move or can I stay here?
You can stay here.
Okay. Determination of a quorum and that the agenda was properly posted.
It was.
Okay.
It's a quorum.
And with that, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any public appearances? This is the public's opportunity to speak about any subject that is not a specific agenda item.
Looks like there's a couple here.
There is a,
I don't know if we need more of all these.
Thanks.
do we do them one at a time?
Sure.
There's a Derek Berkeley
Yep.
regarding the Conservancy something Marsh,
Conservancy Court.
Conservancy Court Marsh.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Can
this-
you
Derek,
come up to the table and say your name and
Name and address, yeah.
name and address?
Sure. Derek Berkeley, 901 Conservancy Court. Just want to talk in regards to the drainage issues in the Conservancy Court Marsh. I don't know that this is the right audience for this, but it's open to anyone wanting to at least get some direction on where to go next. I understand that it was on the table for approval last year for this year's budget and it got rejected. There's continuous issues right in that area with the homes in that area. And just looking for guidance on the next steps to contribute to bring awareness to this, to hopefully get some resolution.
The best way to go about having that discussion would be at the Public Works Committee, which meets monthly, usually the first or second week of the month. We can get you guys that information, or at village board meetings as well. But as far as, we can't get too much into it, it's not on the agenda, but the discussion, the reason why I believe most board members decided not to fund it in this year's budget is because there's some planned development in that area, and that will hopefully help out some of this issue. It certainly won't make it worse. So before spending a bunch of money on it, I think they wanted to take a wait and see on how that would play out. But that can always be revisited, or what other kind of smaller options that could help. So could be looked into.
Yeah, so I haven't attended these in the past, so I just want to make sure that we are talking about it, because I guess the 5 of us are all having issues in that area with the homes, the groundwater. I got a sump pump that continually runs, so like I said, we weren't a part of the previous meetings, so want to continue to bring awareness to it, make sure it's on a specific agenda item to where we can spend some time discussing, things that we've gone through, things that we've, efforts we've put into place to prevent it, and then, how to ultimately fix it, because we're just kind of putting a Band-Aid on it. And same with the city, there's continuous cost there from maintenance on the street that we recently experienced just with all the ice buildup over the cold temperatures here the last couple of weeks. So,
Sure.
I guess, so what is the next steps to get on an agenda at the right meeting? Is that something that you can do, or is that something?
Yeah, I can let the chairperson of the Public Works Committee know about it, and he was someone sent an email out to the whole board, so everyone's certainly aware of it. So.
Yep, and that was Carmen who's over here. So.
Is that Ben's? Is Ben? And that's what you wanted to talk about too?
Same topic, yeah. I talked to JJ from Public Works, he said that the main board meeting might be the best place for that. Public Works meeting, their issue can get addressed, wherever I can do it.
Is it something that they will address
Yeah, I mean, any new subdivision will have to manage the stormwater to, so it doesn't impact, the development doesn't impact any other property owners. So, yeah, that'll be addressed at that point. I realize what the issues that are happening, but we can't say without a lot of engineering work what, if that alone will fix some of these. I mean, it's a marshy area and a low-lying area, so I'm not sure what it would all, what that would all entail, but certainly that plat process, stormwater will be a big discussion.
So is that something they can get on the board meeting next Monday, or should they come back to the utilities? I mean, so they don't come back multiple times, what's the best method to address?
One of the next Public Works.
Public Works is
Yeah.
first? Okay.
First Monday?
I can look
Or,
at it.
I mean, ultimately, when it's a specific issue like this, and we could also, since everyone in that area of the neighborhood is concerned about this, we could schedule a neighborhood meeting of some sort that would include board members and Public Works, so we can just kind of handle it all at one meeting.
That would probably be ideal, because we, yeah.
So,
Mike Hack was aware of the issues as well.
yeah.
So we've talked to, probably over the last year, talked to, Homburg, she met with Jack this morning, and JJ Larson, talked to him on the phone multiple
Yeah.
times, just.
Yeah, we invite Andrew too, and probably just be best to discuss it all at one meeting instead of, so we'll try to schedule a neighborhood meeting, do a mailing.
So who would do that? You would do that? Try to schedule it, or?
Yeah, we'll handle that in the next, coming weeks, get something scheduled.
Do you know when they're gonna start that other subdivision up there?
Still have to go through the whole plating process first.
So it could be years.
Not years. I mean, if they're looking to, I mean, it depends. It has to be approved, so it's hard to really speculate. But certainly months for approval. Yeah, it's not something that would just happen at one or two meetings. It's a process.
Part of that process is a public hearing. Any property owner within 200 feet would get a letter inviting them to that hearing, but anybody is welcome to come. So.
Yeah, it's hard to say, I mean, it's probably months at a minimum, but it could be years, obviously, too, so.
I heard that there's a proposal to get it fixed. Is that public information? Is that something we could look at before that meeting?
It's public information. It was just essentially a dollar quote from the village engineer, just an estimate of, and I don't even know the extent of if it would, fix every issue that everyone has in the area, but the proposal is a $75,000 proposal to do some stormwater work in and around that marsh area. Do you have any other details, Kyle, that you could add, or?
No, I mean, it was a item looked at for budget purposes, and that's what the estimate that was given to us regarding the concern, and yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. And I've gotten a number of emails regarding the concern, so it's definitely top of mind of things to look into further, and we'll schedule that neighborhood meeting and get everybody together in a room and address it.
Yeah,
So-
appreciate it. I mean, I think that's what we need to do.
So we're just waiting for a letter from you about the meeting.
Mhm.
So we shouldn't come to meetings in the meantime.
Well, you certainly can. The staff, we never want to tell, we never tell the public not to come.
Right, but I mean, you know what I mean, like.
Sure.
We shouldn't come to meetings and like bring it up every single time, or should.
Well, I mean, I think everyone's,
I mean, we just want,
Well, is this meeting gonna be scheduled in the next month or two, do you think?
oh god.
well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so pretty soon, so then, maybe you wouldn't
I
have to
think
go
we're
to.
looking for the next couple of weeks if that's possible.
Oh, next
Otherwise, we
week.
can just come to the next board meeting.
Well, that's on Monday coming up, and we can put it on the agenda for this coming Monday that's coming up to talk to the board members.
Yeah, if you can put it on the agenda to discuss, but then, yeah, I guess
Well,
pinpoint a
we-
date, and then that way you can
So-
have an isolated meeting. I think that makes the most sense, because we're involving 10 homes.
Well, I think we need some time, I mean, I don't know how beneficial it is just to put it, you know, we want to have some time for the engineer to provide some information.
I guess.
You know, like for instance, we're just meeting Monday, I don't know how, that's just, you know, too quick to really have any kind of answers. We can,
Yeah, what-
What's going on anyway, so let's stick with this and just bring it up to discuss internally. If we get all the players here in one spot, next week or two, let's just do that.
Yeah.
So I guess what I was trying to say is that we do recaps from all of the committees on the board meetings on Monday. So under Plan Commission, we would bring this topic up, get it onto the agenda for a future time to go over the concerns.
Okay.
So that's what I was trying to
Yep.
say, that during the Plan Commission recap, we would bring this up and then schedule this for a later time.
Yep. No, I understand. That's, yeah, that way we all can come prepared with information to actively, you know, discuss.
we want to check on everyone's availability too for that meeting, make sure we have, you know, enough people available, so.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.
Chris? Name and address, please.
Good evening, Chris Hampton, 3310 County Road and Cottage Grove. I know you have at least one annexation that'll be coming before you and probably more. And I just want to remind you that at some point, if you want road connections, you need to have that discussion with us sooner rather than later. And that's all that I had. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yep.
No, just move on to number 5.
Can I add one thing on that topic?
Oh,
And it's just maybe something for the village board to consider. But I realize the town and the village boards meet at the same night and the same time. And I don't know if that causes a conflict because you can't go, it makes it very difficult to be at 2 places at once. And I don't know if that's something you go into discussion with the town board or something you'd even consider, but it's obviously because of this topic and other topics with the town, it might be more advantageous to offset these meetings. So there can be some discussions from board members with the town and vice versa with the village.
Okay. Discuss and consider the minutes from the Plan Commission meeting on November 17th.
For approval, minutes. I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the minutes are approved. Item 6, discuss and consider the proposed ETJ CSM from Kurt Harry to modify lot lines on properties located at 4925 and 4909 Pierceville Road in the town of Sun Prairie. And there are documents in our packet.
Pretty straightforward. There's a shed on a parcel between 2 adjacent homeowners. Basically, the homeowner on the north is selling the shed and some of the surrounding property to the owner on the south. They're looking to combine that shed property with the southern lot into one lot. They're also shifting the property line to the northern house a little bit, I believe, due to setback reasons under Dane County zoning. It's pretty straightforward, and we're recommending approval without any conditions.
Questions, comments? Need a motion?
Move approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving the modified lot lines on properties located at 4925 and 4909 Pierceville Road in the town of Sun Prairie, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Comments from commission members? Nobody?
I have one.
Okay.
I've actually submitted paperwork and am running for school board this spring. And I bring that up because when I'm hopefully elected, it'll be in conflict with this particular, the meeting's conflict, so should know more in April, but I may be giving up this seat if I'm hopefully elected to the school board.
Okay. My comments will be, I will not be at the next meeting. I'll be in Mexico.
Nice.
Nice vacation.
I guess just one thing to add to the, we're, for the specific topic of the stormwater issue, this may not be the proper venue where that's discussed going forward, but certainly the plating process and the discussion of the specific subdivision that affects that will happen here. So, these agendas, you can find them on the website every. This is the second Wednesday of every month where Plan Commission is, and the previous Friday to that is when they're posted on the website. So you can find that information then, or call the office if you have questions.
Any future agenda items?
We should have some resolutions related to the next CARPC application we'll be doing in relation to some of these subdivisions.
Aaron, has there been any further discussion with that headquarters potential proposal that was supposed to be, that was on the agenda back in September, October, and they ended up not showing?
Yeah, last time I talked to Andrew about it, they're still working on it. They still are very interested in coming here. It's just
Sure.
a process to get it going.
Okay, thank you.
I think they were once hopeful of potentially starting late last year. Well, I think once they missed a certain deadline,
Yeah,
they were looking more for this spring. So
Okay.
I guess I'll just make note that Aaron, when we go over the review of this committee on Monday, if you can just bring up the topic that we went over. All right.
it'll probably also come up during correspondence, usually an email or something like that to a board member. Usually that gets brought up at a board meeting too, so it'll be discussed that way.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries, unanimous.